Hello, hello. I deleted my Facebook account today, and it is amazing. It's an amazing thing because first I looked for the nice and decent people to tell them that I am deleting it, and I offered to them to see me on YouTube. So thank you, Sandy, for stopping by. This is awesome, and thank you, Susan, for coming to my YouTube and for getting a YouTube account. That's awesome. Just for me, that's really sweet. And so an amazing thing happened even before I wrote to my friends. I was depressed beyond measure. I had no energy at all, and it's like thinking about these people from around the world they are empty. They are so they are empty in a bad way, not in a Buddhist way. They are they're like they are they have made themselves into mechanistic puppets. They are they are slaves. They are corporate slaves all the way around the globe. They have impoverished mindsets, and their only mindset is me, and what can I tickle out of anything and anyone. That is the mindset. And with that mindset, there is no way they're ever going to listen to someone talk about ethics or compassion or saving the world, saving the animals, saving the forest, saving the oceans. They're not able to. They are deaf to that message. And for the last 2 years, it just kept gradually making me more and more and more depressed. In the meantime, I had been getting angry at times. And then I realized if I'm angry, there's no way my message is ever going to reach them. How can it reach them if I'm angry? If I even have an angry energy, how can I reach them? And so it doesn't matter who contacted me on Facebook. It doesn't matter which men. I mean, there's about a handful of men that are decent, and all the other hundreds and hundreds of men that contacted me have something else in mind. They want to get German citizenship. They want me to do things for them. They want me to write letters to the military for them. They want me to do this and this and this and this. Like they need a big nanny or something. And I said, sorry, I can't give you a German citizenship, and I am not gonna give you donation for your fake non-profit groups, children of church, whatever, the church Amahundru in Amahundru, Gambia. We need a donation. The church for the children in Amahundru, Gambo, Badomba. We need the money. Money, money, money. It's always money. We in Dubai, we need your money. Here is a loan. You can get a loan. Here, someone died and you need to get that inheritance. You don't know that person, but hey, we need your bank account information. It just it just goes on and on and on and on. Sometimes I got cynical, sometimes I got violently enraged. It doesn't do anything, you know. And I mean, the kind of people I have encountered, I can write a whole book over it. Eckhart Tolle said when he's on the freeway and there's a wind pushing against his car, he asks himself the question, am I angry at the wind now? Or am I taking this rather fatalistically and saying, there is a wind and it is the now moment, so what? Yeah. Do I need to get angry about it and complain all day? A wind pushed against my car. Okay, so I take it a step further. I go to a cow meadow and I say, am I frustrated now that the cows don't talk to me about philosophy and metaphysics? Is this gonna frustrate me now for the rest of my life? Cow, can you call me on Google Hangout? The cow says, moo. And I misunderstand that as a yes. So, and then I go, why did the cow not call me on Google Hangout for that nice group conversation, the philosophy metaphysics discussion? The cow flanked out of the discussion because the cow is a cow, okay? And the steer is a steer, and the steer is interested in the cow and in the grass. Maybe if he's tame, he might come over and think that I might have an apple for him or a carrot. Okay, so am I gonna be frustrated over this for the rest of my life now? It's the same thing. But my brain gets frustrated because I expect more from people. I expect from people, that what I deliver to them. It's a projection. I project constantly. It's an automatic thing. I constantly project into people that they're going to get what I say, that they're going to have decency, that they must be honest, okay? Because I'm honest with them. They must see that I care, but it's not the case. As one guy from Dubai asked me, what is this thing with you caring about animals and all of this? Why do you care? He says, what's the point in caring about all these things? That is the mindset of a man in Dubai. And many men in India, in Pakistan too, and in Iran and Iraq and Syria. That's the same mindset there. Okay. And that's a mindset all the way around the equator. And that's a mindset in many third world countries, and almost, I would say, in all. And then if you get into the Asian room, then yeah, the people are getting smarter. Sorry for saying it, but it is a statistical fact. Okay. From those that are smarter, they may be more economical, but most of those don't care either. They don't see the point either in anything. They just see the point in cleaning up their own front yard and leaving the shoes outside the door and having their house clean and taking care of their own business. So they don't care about the dolphins in Taiji or the whales, or they don't care about anything. Chinese care a little bit more about the environment because they know the risk involved. They know it's going to get to their throats eventually too. So they have that brain capacity to understand that. But are they really compassionate? That's another question. The people who are compassionate around this whole globe, they are 1%. This is a very, very sad statistical fact. It is in the 1% range. Okay. That's what it is. It is what it is. And that's also why I'm a hermit. Because it's too heartbreaking for me to talk to anyone here in this neighborhood even. I can talk to people maybe about a wildfire or about their dog, and don't even get into the weather with people. Don't even talk to them about the weather because, hey, we might have to talk about global warming, and then they are not going to be happy about this because almost everyone around here thinks global warming is just a hoax. It's a conspiracy against them to weed out the lower classes as oh gosh, it's exactly reversed. Okay, they want you to breed so they have customers. That people are dying from the C word as some kind of negative side effect from all of this bullshit that's presented to us by the corporate agenda. Well, that's some kind of write-off that has been written off by the corporations. They just write you off. Oh, another person died from the toxicity of chemicals and psychology and the coldness in the world. They don't care. Okay. The people who care in the 1% range everywhere you go. Maybe in some areas it'll be 1 in 1,000. Who cares? Maybe in some areas it's 1 in 10,000. Who cares? Okay, this is the sad truth. And I think we should open our eyes to it. And the religions, they are not making these things better. Okay, trust me on that. It's not going to make it better. The gurus are not making it better. The religious figures are not making it better. The Pope isn't making it better. Quite the opposite. They make it worse. Their ties, they are part of the corporate agenda. And if they're not, they have been paid by the corporate agenda, or they have been deployed by the corporate agenda as infiltrators and so on. It's happening all over the planet. This is greed. It's not a conspiracy. It's a greed plot. It's a greed hand washing that's going on in the world. Convenient, people want it that way because they don't want someone caring, because then they can't continue their greed plot. Then they can't tickle something out of this or that situation. They can't even if people are caring, they can't bribe anyone, and they can't blackmail anyone. If a person is caring, that person can't be blackmailed, for example, with anything. I cannot be blackmailed. People tried. They tried with all kinds of things on the internet to blackmail me. It doesn't work that way. Not for me. If someone uses my photos and my information that I have written, whatever I have written, or whatever is out there's a bunch of stuff that I have written, blogs and books and stuff like this, and photos. If someone wants to create an account with that, there's nothing I can do about it. It's not fun, particularly if they might harass someone I know and if they act like they are me. But I guarantee you right now that's not going to be me, okay, if someone does that. But chances are not very high that they will do it because I'm not a celebrity. And even if I was a celebrity, there's nothing I can do about it. So all I can say to my friends, I'm a real friend, I'm a real person, I'm a real woman. I am not a tranny. I have always been female, or all these things that have been thrown at me. So, and I have depression, I have hormones, I'm a real living being, with needs and everything. And I'm not going to be ashamed about this. I'm not proud. I'm not neither proud nor ashamed. Why should I? I'm a living being. Why should we be proud or ashamed, right? I consider myself without a nation because I'm an earthian being, okay? I grew up in Germany, was born in Germany, yeah. That doesn't mean very much to me. So I don't live there anymore. It's a cold country, inside and out, metaphorically and physically. And it's becoming gradually more and more hostile. If I used to talk to a stranger 20 years ago on the street, people would be a little shy and withdrawn, but they would help me if I needed to get directions or something. Like 10 years later, they started to become pretty hostile, more and more hostile. I was like, what's going on here? And then the last time I was there, people were extremely hostile on the street. They had a hostile smirk on their face. And I was wondering, what is that? What's that all about? So, yeah, no, thank you. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want to be in a place where people are hostile. It's not that much better here, but at least people are there. They aren't gonna be like really hostile. If I talk about something political, they become hostile. They get a hostile energy if it doesn't match their political views. But if you pretend to be a Republican, the way I dress, it's sometimes not so evident what my political views are. So then maybe if I look more like some kind of Republican stupid person or something, then they'll leave me alone. If I wear my real thick glasses, I have real thick old men's glasses that I wear when I drive. Sometimes when I don't feel good, I wear those into the store because these glasses, they cover up my eyebrow area where you can see some fine muscle movement going on. You see the fine muscle movement of impressions that I give out, like it looks like I am disapproving. People feel disapproved and invalidated. but I give you a flower anyway. Beautiful. Yeah, and sometimes they laugh and smile in a good way when they see my glasses. One time at Walmart, I had a real flower hanging here on my jacket, and a woman walked by the aisle, turned around, came back to look at me, like, huh? Yeah, I've never seen a person who had a real flower hanging off the jacket. And one time I had a flower hanging on my jacket, and a person said to me, you got a flower caught on your jacket. I said, that flower is there on purpose. What? You have a flower on purpose? Ah, who does that? Yeah. Okay, that's the kind of stuff I deal with. The real sophisticated people, the sophisticated ones that read Friedrich Nietzsche, they don't live here. No, they don't live. But yeah, I like the squirrels, I like the birds. They don't need to read Friedrich Nietzsche or the Buddha. They are already in tune. They're already in the flow with nature and with art and everything. So, it's pretty good. Jiddu Krishnamurti is talking to David Bohm and David Schoenberg in 1974 in Brockwood Park, England. That is his school that he founded. A wonderful school that I should have been sent to when I was a child, but my parents didn't even know about it. Annalise knew about it, I think, because Annalise knew about Jiddu Krishnamurti. I know him from Annalise. So I don't know when Annalise came across Jiddu Krishnamurti. So, but I should have been sent to them. That would have been much better. Would have totally, completely changed the course of my life. Oh man, I would not have had to suffer like I had to. Yeah, but it is the way it is. The wind hit the side of my car. I know it's the wind. I know the wind doesn't know better. The cows, they don't talk to me in Google Hangout. They don't vote. They don't know better. They do what they have to do. And the rest of the living beings as well. So why do I expect more from this species than from that? We're all animals, okay? We have hormones. Some people have their entire prefrontal cortex is swamped and disabled by the hormones. Yeah, that happens too with a lot of people. If we have a functioning prefrontal cortex, then we can actually be decent with each other and not show our body parts to strangers and be respectful to people, then we are pretty well off already. We can consider ourselves very lucky. So, and that's how it is. And that's how we should look at it. The glass is still half full. That's how we should look at it. It's easier said than done, but that's kind of what I'm telling myself. A lot of people are afraid to make videos because they are afraid of the haters, of course. They're also afraid to, they don't have time, most people. Most people are working. They're not like Grandma Nikki at home. not having anything better to do. But but a lot of people are really afraid to put themselves out there, and they initially say, "Yeah, I join your philosophy discussion," but then they flank out. It's like, I guess they get scared or something. What are they afraid of? They are afraid of saying something stupid or of not saying anything? Why? Why are you afraid of that? Why are we so fearful of society? Who is society that we have to be so afraid of them? Are these other people so much smarter than we are that we should not even show ourselves? Those are valid questions to ask. What is it? Are you, for men it is this. For men it's like 10,000 times more pressure than it is for women. Because they think, it's a self-made story, they think that they have to perform whatever the situation is. They need to perform. I see it everywhere. In Germany at the university, studying psychology. I see it at SMC. I see it at Whole Foods Market in LA, Trader Joe's. I see it wherever I go. Wherever I went with my petition board to save the whales. I see it everywhere. When I talk to people, I see their reactions. I study them. I see deep into their minds. I see all of this. Men are struggling really badly with this. My goodness. Frickin' free yourselves from this. Free yourselves from these self-imposed needs to success and to succeed and to perform and to be brilliant and to be strong and be badass or whatever. Free yourselves from that, from those shackles of society. Free yourselves from this. If you talk to a woman, then you have to perform and you have to be badass and you have to be super duper mega duper. No, you don't. If a man talks to me and he is meek and he's a little puny, and yeah, then I take over the conversation and I make sure to show him that I'm not super duper badass or super confident either. Because I'm not, okay? And we can talk about philosophy and what is philosophy? If I even say this word to someone on the internet, a lot of religious people are afraid of that. First of all, religion is right there standing in the way. But then also another thing is this philosophy. Now I need to perform. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna make myself look ridiculous. Philosophy, they don't even know what it is. Like, oh, it sounds academic. No, it's not. Okay. Philosophy is the question, what is the meaning of life? Okay. Philosophy is all kinds of thought schools. It's all called philosophy. Some people think their religion is a philosophy. There's all kinds of different people and different approaches. So my personal approach is ethics and compassion. I don't even like the word utilitarian. That doesn't sound right at all. Utilitarianism. No. You mean kind of like, with these dilemma situations. You sacrifice one person to save five, something like this. Utilitarianism. It serves a utility of saving five people on the railroad track. No, I don't work that way. No, sorry, my brain doesn't work that way. The Dalai Lama said that Yeah, he probably considers himself a utilitarianist. He said that because he's being asked quite a bit by animal rights activists, why do you conduct cruel tests on animals in your lab experiments? He's become a neuroscientist. And he says, Mrs. Accent, he's always so cute, you know. We need to do something that serves all the other animals. Yes, yeah. You throw one over the rails to save five? No, doesn't work for me. Sorry, it doesn't work. No, I'm not on board with the Dalai Lama. I'm not on board with any Buddhist or any religious person. There may be some nice Buddhists, but I'm not on board with that, with their dogmatization. That is not for me. My goodness, think for yourselves, people. If you're a Buddhist monk or nun, you know, I want to talk to you as the person who you are, Tenzin. Okay, I want to talk to Tenzin, not to the Dalai Lama. I want to talk to Dirda, and not to the nun. Dirda, I want to talk to you. Okay, the person, the real person. Semtuiko. I want to talk to you, not the Rinpoche. I want to talk to you as a person, as a friend, not your ego, and not your no, not your titles and your achievements. That I'm not interested in that. I can't talk to those. I can only talk to you, the real person, the inner triad, the real person. And if that's not possible, then we can't talk, of course. So my mission in this life is to be me and to look at truth and to share that truth with others and encourage others to be kind, to be compassionate. The infinite cosmos is sending you a flower. So when I decided earlier today I said this is enough now. You know, I've been at this threshold many times, but then I didn't follow through. So, but this time I knew I was going to. And I've already felt cleansed out energetically when I made that decision. Just the decision alone. You know, when you make a decision and you know you're going to follow through. When you know this is it. There's no retracting. So then this is it, you know. You've dabbled with this for years, you've tried this and this, you've done it, you have shared stuff, given information, you've done petitioning, and you get at some point get so depressed, and that happens to a lot of people. Then you have to make that decision. Then it's like, okay, so you know, should I continue to do my petitioning there and sharing, you know, my love and peace and compassion messages, and in the process of doing this, kind of like become so depressed that I become a vegetable, or I make the decision now and say enough is enough. I am turning this off. Okay? I'm deleting the account. I'm deleting all of my Google star bookmarks for Facebook. Deleted all of them. I cleaned up my computer house. I had to delete a lot of links on my bookmarks and bookmarks bar. And so bookmarks bar finally is cleared out of all the clutter. Feels so good. It's just the decision alone is like you've cleared it instantly. You made the decision. It doesn't work. Facebook is not working. At least not for me. I know it's not working for many people. Many people, including Elon Musk, who said he's asking everyone to delete their account. Because it makes people depressed. It takes away from their time. It's a total waste of time. It's small talk and bullshit. No one even is revealing their real person. No one even under all the incognito masks of incognito masks. The person is still not talking about their real feelings. You know, I thought you might even at least be able to do it with all the masks on and fakeness. You can at least, yeah, because then no one knows who you are. You can talk about your personal stuff, but no. Even then, they're too embarrassed, or maybe they're like they have completely shut that part off, like the truth part in them doesn't even exist anymore. Some people live in second life. They live under an avatar. They they're in denial of even be a flesh existence. It's like the ugly 60-year-old grandmother has become the hot Babette at the beach, or the hot Ophelia on Pornhub. That's their avatar now. And then under that avatar, they can flirt and they feel sexy and good, and everything is total lie. I don't know, is that the meaning of life? No. Is it? What is it? What do you think? Leave me a comment and let me know what your meaning of life is. And don't say something that society expects from you. Say it, what is it really? Some people are not even aware of this. What is it that you really want? What do you want? Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. What do you want? I know what I want. The most important thing for me is to free all animals from suffering. That's the most important thing. That's before my happiness, before my life. I give my life for that. Anytime. Anytime. Okay. Papa Dog's #1 right now. Okay. It's my priority. So after Papa Dog, I mean, I could sacrifice myself, you know. If I can, if there's a chance for me to sacrifice myself to save animals from suffering, I will. 100%. It's not a joke. I will do it. So, and then beyond that, I also am a woman. I have hormones. I like to be liked. I like it when a man says something nice to me. I like it when a man compliments me. It's an embarrassing subject for people to talk about, but we're animals. We are living beings. We have needs. I suffer from getting uh, bags and wrinkles. It makes me suffer. So it makes me suffer to have lower back pain when I wash dishes. My husband's already washing my dishes. That's real kind of him. When I wash dishes, every year it gets harder. So exhaustion. And then I really realized, because I feel a lot lighter now. I feel something shifted, something cleansed itself. With that decision to delete the Facebook account, and never, that was also the second one. I had another one before that I deleted, and now I deleted this one. And then I think I have two others that are floating around somewhere where nothing is on it, just my art painting. So I forgot about those. I had those in the past. They were on other Google, they're attached to other Google accounts and stuff like this. I opened a lot of different things in the past, also many different YouTube channels that are dormant now, and always playing around with those things. So, but I'm not going on those dormant ones anyway, and I'm never going to create another Facebook account, and I'm never going to take up any of my dormant ones and make and accumulate friends on this or something. I don't see any point in that at all. So I am done with Facebook. I'm not going back to Facebook. I deleted my bookmarks. I am energetically freed from those shackles for good now, really for good. I don't see the point in it. As an overload of information, whatever I share in a touching story, hoping that it would make people, would change people's neuronal connections. There's such an overload of information because everyone is sharing all the time things that people don't pay any attention to it anyway. So this lifted a lot of pressure, a lot of hope also, a lot of expectations, a lot of suspended energy, a lot of back pain and headache and tension and clutter, with all of these fake people that want my money and citizenship and so on. So be done with it, and it brings up a cleanliness into your life when you do this. I mean, it's true. It's not just a metaphorical statement. You can feel it. You can feel an energetic shift. It makes your life purified when you make, but you have to make that. That's not something you do on the outside. That is a mindset. That's an inner decision. A complete decision that you make. Like when I like at 25, when I quit smoking. I smoked from 16 to 25, and at 25 I just knew. I knew it. It was an inner thing that has brewed itself up. It was an inner clarity that was like, this is a dead end street. You cannot go any further down that road. Okay. A dead end street. So after watching today, it just took me another angel to tell me this. So after watching the presentation by Dr. Robert, what's his last name? Lustig. It's a German name. It means funny. Dr. Dr. Robert Funny. Dr. Robert Lustig. And he is, I believe he's an MD, and he is a specialist in nutrition, and he's also a scientist. He conducts research on humans, I hope not on animals. So, and they have, it's nothing, it's legal, and of course, and it's ethical, the research he does, and he has volunteer groups and stuff like this. And there's it's very interesting what he said. He had two groups. One group of the regular meat eating type of people, the regular junk eating type of people, and then the other one, they're also regular junk eating people, but with that's the test group. And so in that test group, he eliminated sugar, refined sugar, so for 4 weeks. And then all of their liver and kidney values balanced out. Even with the junk and fat and everything, just to eliminate white sugar. That did it already. I mean, it's very eye-opening. And then he also talked about the mental toxicity, and all of this was very straightforward what he said. He talked about the different addictions and being on the internet and on Facebook. And I don't know if he mentioned Facebook directly. I think he he has to be careful because Zuckerberg has his lawyers. They'll go after people like this. And so, but he says, expecting people to write back and message and always checking messages gets people addicted. And he talked about what happens in any kind of addiction, whether it is pornography or drugs or messaging people and expecting messages in return. It releases dopamine, and dopamine is a different chemical than serotonin. It's a very different chemical. It's a chemical that creates addiction. It's almost like coffee. So while serotonin is actually a chemical that prevents neurons to create an action potential and an electric stimulus that goes to the brain. So it actually blocks electric impulses, messages from the nervous system. It blocks it. It calms it. The dopamine excites it. The dopamine brings more and more and more into the brain. And people get addicted to it. And the end result can even be that brain cells die in the course of this. This is pretty shocking, actually. This is very shocking. So it only took me this one last a reminder of this very amazing mind, Dr. Robert Lustig. It's an amazing mind. So that's all it took for me, and I was already at the very verge. But that's that presentation, and I watched another presentation after that, and it was clear for me. It was clear. I was like, thank you. I needed to hear this. So, and that shaped my decision. And then I was really clear. Then it was like really clear, not just, oh, okay, I gotta quit or something. No, it was like, this is it, okay? This is it. And then came a clarity, and it was an instant liberation. I was amazed about this, how instantly this already gave me my energy back. I had really been suffering from lack of energy lately. over the last couple of months, it was getting worse and worse and worse. And I could feel that this was not a physical thing. I could feel that this was energetically based. This was psychological. So this is something that we really need to consider. We need to consider energy. We are surrounded by energies all the time. I talked about this many times. We're surrounded by energies and other dimensions that we don't notice, we don't see, because we are not set up for seeing that. We have a formation in the brain called the discrimination ribbon, which is a strange word because it gets taken out of context, but what it discriminates against is the other dimensions. So it filters out the other dimensions and things, because if it didn't, we would be in total chaos. We couldn't even navigate our way through the world. So we would walk against walls and stuff like this. So it has to discriminate these things out so that we can function and navigate through this 3D world that we live in. It's very amazing research from Dr. Hindak Emrich, who found out through people who had overdose on hallucinogenic drugs and what they have done to their brains. So what he saw under the fMRI, very interesting. Very, very interesting research. Fascinating. It has vast implications, but a lot of scientists brush that off because other dimensions, other things, no, that goes against their egos. So then, because of that, that scientific research on that explores into the fringes is being put on brakes by the rest of the community, but the information's out there anyway. And someone like me is like, yeah, right on, makes perfect sense to me, because I have encountered the metaphysical things. I have had my encounters with it. I'm not going to get into it now, but I know it's there. I've seen it. It is there. And it has messages for us. And we have an inner voice also. Each person has an inner voice, and you have to listen to that inner voice. This is very, very, very important. Listen to that inner voice before you listen or obey to anything else. Okay, so and then we can free ourselves. And so I'm going to leave it at that now, so we can free ourselves from the shackles of anything that makes us depressed. So you guys take care. Peace out.